into Jakiro's full damage combo with an Ice Blast as well. I mean, you don't give a damn about Sven's Warcry. You don't care about his armor. You're just going to destroy them with the magical damage. And I guess Sven is a hero that will probably look to get a BKB at a relatively good timing, but Invoker, unlikely to do so early on himself. Bane and Treant aren't going to get it. You've got a lot of damage over time to tick over Treant's living armor. But yeah, the Treant. Why the Treant this game? I guess this is because it's quite a good counter, to the slow siege push of Jakiro. Yeah, he comes and does a little bit of fire in your tower, but then he's got to walk off, wait for it, and you can heal the tower back up. Is that the thought process here?
Reserve time.
Yeah.
Navi's turn to pick.
Oh!
Radiant team pick.
Oh! I like this a lot. It's great with the AA. It's also kind of nice where it doesn't matter where Dendy's hitting his RP. You're going to be able to join. He's going to be able to get the empower on you. So you're always going to have kind of like that right-click carry on top of the RP doing the deeps with the cleave damage. I think it's smart. Enchantress. All right. I mean, that's going to be... That's a team spirit pick. That is... yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's offlane. Oh, yeah.
Ten seconds remaining.
Yeah, this is... Yeah.
5 seconds.
It makes sense. Uh-huh.
Spirit Breaker, they had the mag.
Yeah.
They had that going, but Spectre is not really that good against Sven, in my experience. Now, they work differently. Like, Spectre does damage to the whole team, whereas Sven just kind of man modes one hero and punches him to death. But I think the dynamic of Team Spirit's lineup is really nice.
Okay. There are some people in chat saying your mic's not working in game again, Andy.
Again?
Are they talking rubbish?
No, it's definitely unmuted. I can see the chat box thing coming on.
Okay.
I know it's fine.
Don't worry, it's just chat being Twitch chat. Twitch chat, if it's not working, it could be a reborn bug. Just reconnect to the game. Sometimes, for some reason, if you connect to a game before the caster, it doesn't kick off the volume. But as you can see on my screen, the bubble's showing, so I'm definitely sending voice into the game, and also show you on this tab. It should be making the bar going up and down, so it is going into the game. I'll turn the threshold down just in case that's doing it. But yeah, and as well, you should be able to hear Draskell as it is working. But anyway, if it's not working in game, come and join on the Twitch stream. You know, and then you can hear both of us.
Either or, man.
You get all the production value of our intermission as well. It's absolutely fine over it. But there we go. Second game, Team Spirit versus Na'Vi. Team Spirit, they can have Always Want to Fly on his Bane. Ramses is going to be on the Sven. You can have Gold Black on the Treant this game. Iceberg once again on the Evoker. And it's going to be Afterlife on that Enchantress. And maybe running an aggressive tri-lane here. We might see a bit of a fight kick off. Chilling Touch is laid down here. They're going to start to move in. They've got the Leech Seed, the Stormhammer onto Ditcherard, the Sunstrike as well. That's your first blood. They will get a kill and return onto Gold Black. But now they're going to try and run in Na'Vi. They're a little bit scared, a little bit frightened. They've lost their Spectre here for a support. They did get first blood as well there, the side of Team Spirit. So, Chilling Touch, not quite enough there to secure that fight for Na'Vi.
Yeah, it's a good trade for sure. Getting the first blood on the Invoker of all heroes. Like, that's a thing of beauty. The other thing is, Dendy has been harassed down to below half health. He only had one shared Tango. And I'm pretty sure, who got the bounty rune? top lane. Sven got it. Okay.
Okay. I mean,
So
with the
Dendi
kill
did
that they
get
got in
the-
return, Dendi has gotten a bottle straight out now.
Yeah. That's okay then. I was gonna say if it delays his bottle and he's forced to buy a salve, it could be a bit of a bummer. But he did manage to get the gold that he needed. Interesting how the lanes actually ended up taking shape. I thought that they would just put the Enchantress in the off lane for Team Spirit, because it's incredibly easy for Enchantress to lane here. Like, there's no real risk at all of taking any damage. But I suppose a 1v1 against Spirit Breaker isn't too bad either. You probably do just fine here. And as we expected, Goblak doing his jungle thing. He's got his Iron Talon ready to go, already level 2. I think this is actually, like... It's really strong to do this, because Trian is one of those heroes that doesn't have to actually be there to contribute. You just throw out an armor. You're like, alright, sweet. I can choke point jungle. It's not hard. Iron Talon makes it super easy for me to kill this large camp whenever it's up. So I'm getting experience, and I'm still able to contribute to lanes. I really like it.
I mean, yeah, this option as well to put the Sven up here, I guess they're going to be able to put a fair bit of pressure on Spectre. They've sent Snake up here now. It did start off in the mid lane, trying to get Dandy a bit of space, and it's allowed Dandy to get the initial CS and keep up with the Invoker, as we saw Snake just sitting there dual breathing down the Invoker. But now top lane, it's going to be a question really of how much fun Digirar can get, and at the moment, I mean, it's not looking great. 3 CS against the Svens, 8 for 3. I mean, the power has been in the hands of Team Spirit here by the looks of it with this lane composition, but maybe we'll see it turn around now. Saneko's here on the Jakira.
Yeah, I'm. Oh god, I always want to fly. Get out of there, buddy!
Living
armor.
armor brain sap.
tree
He's
armor.
good. Yeah.
Tree Armor and Warcry. What a combination, actually. How do you even kill a hero with those things on?
I mean,
I'm
that's
pretty
the
sure
thing, you don't.
You see, like, Living Armor come out and you're Na'Vi, and you just actually stop trying to kill the hero entirely. It's very, very difficult to deal with. Although I will say that, in lane, like 1v1, this bot, we were talking about, like, Enchantress and how we thought it was going to be top, or at least I did. But this matchup isn't actually super easy for the Enchantress.
Yeah, I mean, Akimo's finding something.
Because
he's
the-
6 for 1.
Yeah, the Enchantress can't really harass, right? Like, Spirit Breaker is one of the hardest heroes to harass because he's got 6 base armor, and he's got 900 health at level 4. Like, you can't really bully him out of the lane. So, I'm curious to see if Afterlife is going to have some real impact in this early mid-game.
Yeah, that's, I mean, yeah, it's yeah, as you said, a pretty passive lane in the sense that they're both finding something. But it's going to be a question of, yeah, who can't just starts to make the moves first. Mid lane, still at the moment, Dendi keeping up nicely, 13 for 5 against the 16 for 6. So he's still going to be pretty happy with the way that this matchup's going. And Spectre's now caught back up. So we saw, you know, just about a minute ago, Dichirar was a fair wave or so behind in terms of CS compared to the Sven, but now he's pretty much bang on. We might see Team Spirit try and go for something here. They're going to look to try and interrupt the pull. See if they can get a lead on it. Eat the Mango. He's going to Stormhammer onto Seneko with the Sunstrike as well. The damage is going to bring him low. They're going to try and break him, but can he get himself out of the side? The lead see ticking him down here. They're looking to dive in for the Jakiro. Seneko's going to look for the Dukes. They've actually managed to find the return kill. Now with the TP in, Akimo might be able to help them find a second. He's going to look for the bash. He needs a bash. Actually, with the Spectral Dagger, they should be able to chase this down. Bash or no bash. He'll eat a Fairy Fire. Turn around. There's your bash. They'll take the kill. At the same time, though, they did manage to still find the kill on the Jakiro there, the side of Team Spirit. But Na'Vi taking that fight 2 for 1 and reacting quite nicely to the pretty deep aggression. I mean, when he threw the Stormhammer out, the Jakiro was already kind of under the tower range, so it was always going to be a bit of a risky play there from Team Spirit.
I'm not sure why they felt the need to dive that hard, you know?
Yeah.
Like, if the Jakiro isn't there, then I can understand the dive, because then the heroes have a very hard time breaking through the living armor. We are going to see Axmo charge top. I don't think much is going to come from this, though. Yeah, he can't even attack to get a bash off because of the level 3 untouchable. But they've now switched up the lanes. This is what I originally had in mind when I saw the Enchantress. Just a living armor Ench combo is pretty much unkillable for this lane of Na'Vi, unless they get a charge and, you know, they get a dual breath off. Maybe then they can kill him through Nature's Attendance and all that. But now things are looking kind of how I envisioned, but I think Team Spirit are still fine. Even with that, like, over-aggressive dive they just did on middle lane, their Invoker is doing pretty well mid. Like, he's leading Dendi a little bit in CS right now, as expected, of course, but everything else is still fine. Like, the Treant's level 4 at 5 minutes doesn't sound, like, amazing, but keep in mind that this hero was, like, very well known for being underleveled all the time, because he just has to bully in lane, and he never has time to do anything in the jungle.
Oh, art style.
Oh, he could be dead actually.
He went for quite a little bit of a weird walk here
Oh,
around the
there's
ancients.
no invoke.
I don't
There's
know
no
where
invoke on Iceberg.
I think he's still dead though. They've got the leech seed. I mean, Artstar, I don't know what the point of his little trip was there. He kind of came right down, right by the Radiant Ancients, and then went for the wraparound by the new creep camp. And yeah, it wasn't a happy little trip there for the man.
Yeah, I'm not sure if like he didn't even have wards, right?
He didn't
Like,
have wards, no.
What was he doing there?
That's what I'm saying. What was he doing?
I'm
He was-
actually so confused right now. I don't know. It was kind of near rune time, I guess. Like if he was there for like another
guess,
10
yeah.
to 15 seconds.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll go
top
with
lane,
that.
they can't kill the enchantress, right? So what else can he do? Oh, Sunstrike.
Oh!
Oh, that
Picture
was
up.
close. But as it stands right now, I actually really like Team Spirit's early game. I love this Sven against this lineup too. I think once Ramses gets his BKB, you know, Mask of Madness, maybe he even goes Blink, you know, whatever he feels is necessary this game. I really don't feel like there's a wrong choice as long as he just eventually gets BKB. I think Navi are going to struggle with the mid game of this team.
I mean, I think Navi are a little bit more comfortable with the pace this game's going at as opposed to game one. So, you know, that's something here for Navi.
Yeah.
To kind of work with.
I still think the Spectre can carry. Like, that's one thing,
yeah.
especially when you have Empower. Like, a lot of people don't think of Spectre as one of those heroes that is amazing with Empower. But think about the way that she builds, right? She builds almost all stat items, except for Radiance.
I mean, I was going to say, is this going to be a game where we're going to see an early Radiance on Ditcherar, or do you imagine we're going to see stuff like the drums coming out, the more mid-game orientated builds?
You could go for a mid-game, I think, this time around. Like, obviously having the Radiance is nice, but a lot of the heroes on Team Spirit have ways of sustaining themselves, you know? Like, Invoker just having Quas Orbs, having Treant Armor, having Nature's Attendance. Like, there's a lot of heal for the Radiance burn, so even though it increases your farm speed, I'm not sure if it's going to be an item he can necessarily rush in this position. He could be dead, actually. Yeah,
He is. Nightmare into the old Bamaroo Sunstrike.
The pure damage, man. The pure damage.
It's not nice. Not nice to deal with.
Yeah.
That is one of the issues with Spectre. If he doesn't build these stat items, he has not got a lot of HP to play with, so pure damage is a pretty hard hitter against the Spectre.
Yeah, and they have 3 forms of it. They have
Yeah.
Sunstrike, they have Brain Sap, and Impetus. So they can chunk him very, very easily with
How
this
much
lineup.
HP's got? Yeah, just okay. Now he's got the treads done, so he'll be a little bit more durable. But it's still just a
realizes
Spectre.
You know, like his lane was not easy, and always want to fly. He's got the 3 Spirit Breakers on him, taking literally no damage because of tree armor. I think he's just dead.
Yeah, they've got
he's
the
dead.
cold snap and they've got the right clicks for, and again the Sunstrikes.
Oh god, he hit him too many times. He procced the cold snap so he didn't get hit by the Sunstrike.
He's
oh
out.
my!
Oh, is he?
Wait, why did he cancel?
I think he was I think he was dead. He was going to run past a tree.
No, it
and a
doesn't
creep
matter
wave.
though, because the tree can't cancel his charge, and if you get
Yeah,
too far away, the
yeah,
leech seed
yes.
stops. So it's like
That's true.
you could actually have just kept
Horn.
charging.
Who are we haunting on? We're haunting on the Invoker, and that's going to be a big
Alright.
kill for Ditcherar. Big
Okay.
haunt there from the man.
Middle lane, Dendy going for a solo RP on Galblack doesn't get the kill.
Oh no. Okay.
It kind of feels like Navi are tilting right now, actually. Like that was a very optimistic RP. Just barely misses the shockwave
Yeah.
too on Always Wanna Fly.
Well, we saw one not so great ult, but the haunt was pretty good, as I was saying. The fact that he gets that Invoker kill with it, Ditcherar. That's
yeah,
a good kill to
that's
have.
definitely the
Yeah.
upside, no doubt. Always Wanna Fly, just living life on the edge here, or maybe not on the edge since he has tree armor.
Snake coming in with a liquefy. Yeah,
Yeah.
this. Oh, actually, oh my god. Sven's got a fair few CS compared to the Spectre now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
64 versus 31, double CS.
well, this is what we were saying, right? Like the
Yeah.
Enchantress is something that is too hard to deal with in lane, to the point where Navi had to completely abandon their safe lane. Although Ramses might be dying here. He is kind of tanky.
He's just gonna turn and kill him.
Okay, he's still dead though, right? He has to die. Yeah.
He will. The Phoenix group onto Akmo here, but in fact that might just mean that Bane dies as well. And he's got the Nightmare told back.
No,
Akmo.
he's fine.
Yeah.
There's no mana on the... you're gonna have to pray to your RNG gods if you
He
want
needs
this
a
kill.
bash. He needs a bash. There's
Where's
the
the
bash.
TPs? Oh god, Iceberg TP'd mid. That's why they're diving so hard, okay.
Radiant's bottom tower.
He might
needs
still
a
be
bash
okay.
here.
No, he sees tree armor. He can't hit him. Tree armor OP. They're just gonna walk it off.
Let's check out that impetus damage.
Oh, it's gonna hurt bad.
Oh,
Edge
yes,
is
they got the slow.
mega fast. Yeah, he's dead.
Absolutely destroyed.
That's why I was saying during the draft that Tree is possibly one of the best heroes against Spirit Breaker in the entire game. Because you actually don't even need to be there to stop the Spirit Breaker from killing somebody. And since he knew the Jakiro was out of mana, there's like no dual breath to break through the living armor, so you just can't kill the hero. Doesn't work. And this whole time, Gobbleak's just like, sup, I got my Iron Talon, I'm jungling. I'm almost level 7. He's got 322 experience into level 6. Alright, well now it's more. But yeah, I feel Ditchera didn't really have a good place to go in this game. At first they had an aggressive lane, which obviously Spectre is going to be trashing because she's just a terrible laner. And then Enchantress transitions up there to be like the dedicated off lane, and the Enchantress still can't do anything, or the Spectre still can't do anything because by that time, Afterlife's already like level 7, has Impetus, the 2 supports can't trade. Like, where does the Spectre get her farm?
He's got to look somewhere to try. I mean, I think at this point, you are really relying on the kills, you know, with the Horn. If you can... I mean, it is online at the moment, and they do have RP as well. If they can at least just use that to continually get kills. I guess Denny's going to wait on at the moment before going too crazy, because he's only 200 away from his Blink Dagger. So we'll probably play it fairly safe. But going for that build where we do just see 1 point kept in skewer, maxing out the Empower, you can certainly see that Na'Vi are going to be looking to fight and using that combo that we talked about, getting the RP in and getting the Empower down on the Spectre so he can just clean up house.
Yeah, it's a really strong combo. I think if they had any other set of heroes with instead of like the Mag and the Spectre, like any other mid, I think it would be way harder for this game to be won. And they're just gonna go ahead and pop God Strength, Alacrity, cheese down some Ancients. This is actually an insanely strong combination. Okay, RP. What? Hello? Alright, well they get the kill anyway.
Do they have detection? Yes, they do. Dust comes out. They've got the shockwave. At the same time, they actually killed Bane as well, and they might just get Ramsey. So this could be a pretty huge fight here for Na'Vi if they can get a third. Ice Path comes through. Ramses, held back there by the tree and but they'll still get the kill as Akmo charges through. Double kill for Ditchera. The impetus forcing Ditchera back. He'll TP out. Now we'll see the side of Na'Vi on the retreat. Akmo, he's got to be careful again. The Ice Path there from Seneko, holding back the side of Team Spirit. Looks like they will get out, so they get themselves those 2 big kills. The Sven, the Invoker, they also managed to kill the Bane at the start of that fight. So a very clean fight for Na'Vi and exactly what they needed, really, to keep themselves in this one.
Yeah, that was a gigantic swing. Like, just in terms of gold and experience. The Sven only lost like 300 gold, because I think he bought his Ogre Club before he died, so he cleaned up the stack. It wasn't like a total disaster for Team Spirit, but Na'Vi getting gold on their Spectre, that's huge, you know? Like, now he's got his Morbid Mask, he can jungle now. He doesn't have to put himself in harm's way. One thing we can take note of on Team Spirit's lineup is they don't really have good catch. We were talking last game about how their lineup was similar. They don't really seem to like drafting heroes who go blink, or at the very least, they don't typically draft lineups that can catch heroes. They just play a very greedy early game. And then they transition into like this 5-man kind of death ball-y strat, but they can play in a different way this game if they want. But with the way the Sven is itemizing, not going blink, I think they're just going to try to go for like more of a mid-late game timing.
And Na'Vi, they're certainly going to look to go at the moment. They've smoked up, blink now on Dendi. He's got RP in 20 seconds, and look at this, beautiful timing here, because it's exactly the same time until Haunt's online as well. So if Dendi can find an RP, they'll almost certainly find the kill. And they're looking towards mid lane. Invoker now level 11. If it's worth a 1-man RP this. They might not even need it. The charge is there to lead forward. The Ice Path as well. Dendi looking for the skewer. Holding off for the moment. He has got the Ghost Wall, but they've got the Dust, and there's your RP just to secure the kill. And they'll take it. Or will they? Ice Path, keep himself alive.
No, okay,
there we go. The Nether Strike from Akmo. Nearly escaping there. The same time on the bottom lane. Ditchera nearly finding Goblak. Goblak will be able to walk it off here. They've got the Nightmare to hold back the Spectre. They've got a charge coming through. Ditchera's got the vision, but he hasn't quite got the damage there. Only gets 1 hit in. Needed a second one. And the rest will get out. So a 1-for-1 there. Na'Vi, they do lose the AA. But again with that action in the mid lane, finding that big priority kill on the Invoker.
Iceberg's having kind of a rough go of things here. He's actually died 3 times in a 15-minute game. That's quite a bit. It slows his farm down a lot, and he's even opted to go for drums, so not going to go the Necrobook game that we saw him do in the previous game. But, I mean, Na'Vi, they're managing to hold together pretty well, given the circumstances. I would say their lanes went, like, abysmal. They just did not get much out of them at all. But they're managing to make some really good plays, getting the ganks on high-priority targets, and keeping themselves pretty well in things, so for now, Team Spirit's still waiting for potentially Ramsey's BKB, or maybe he's just going for SOY. I know that build has been fairly popular lately. On a lot
Yeah,
of these spends.
yeah, it seems to be the one they're going for.
Oh, okay. Now I know why it looked like it was close. I didn't click on Goblak. He's over halfway to Aghanims.
Oh.
Jesus.
This
man has got some gear.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I mean, right now,
right.
FNG is probably watching this game and just like Kraygasm spam, like everywhere.
Yeah, he's gonna
Because
love
these,
this.
like, Goblak and FNG were probably, oh, and PPD as well. Probably the three most prevalent tree pickers.
Oh, skew onto Ramses, charge as well here. They're going to go for it with another strike. Ice Path is locked down, and Ramses, he'll get the Stormhammer out. There'll be a Nightmare, helping him turn this one round. And now Ditcherai incredibly low. He's got to run, but they have lost the Sven. The Ice Blast did connect, and they'll also be able to pop the Enchantress. So they lose Ditcherai, but they find 2, they might find 3 as well. The charge is there. The Ice Path laid down. They'll get Always Want to Fly. 3 kills there for Na'Vi. They do lose their position 1. But they find the position 1 of Team Spirit, and they take down an extra core and an extra support on top. So again, another fight where Na'Vi just coming out on top in that one. A lot of it down to the fact that that was a pretty huge Ice Blast hit from Artstyle from the other side of the map that game.
It was a really, really nice Ice Blast for sure. And that's his Midas too. So he's almost level 9. He is looking for a bigger creep here to actually Midas. You don't want to Midas a small camp as AA ever, pretty much. I still think that Na'Vi are looking really good. I mean, they keep killing the Sven and the Invoker. Like, they're getting the best possible kills every single team fight. They kill Iceberg 3 times, they've killed Ramses 4 times. Of those 2 heroes, that's more than half of the team kills that Na'Vi have in general. So that's actually a really good sign. The only person they're not really holding down too much, funnily enough, is the Enchantress, who opted to go for a Dragonlance, so...
Okay, Dragonlance first, yeah.
Yeah, I think that this hero actually matches up fairly well against Spectre at pretty much every stage in the game. Because even if the Spectre gets, like, mega tanky, Enchantress is so hard to focus. Like, you don't want to right-click and chase a Spectre down, or Enchantress down a Spectre, ever, unless you somehow get, like, a really nice RP and he just happens to be there, so... I still think Team Spirit have some ways to fight their way back, and they're definitely farming well. But if Na'Vi keep taking fights like this, hitting like RPs into Ice Blast and such, then Team Spirit are going to have a rough go of it.
Okay, they're looking for Goblak here. They do have a Haunt, but yeah, they're not going to want to dive that deep. They hold off. There was a Radiant Observer Ward here spotting out the charge, so... Team Spirit, indeed, keeping up pretty good map control at the moment. 3 nice wards that's going to make it very hard, really, for Akmo to get a successful charge off onto enemy territory. They're always going to be aware of it going on.
He can't charge solo.
Like, he's not going to go for that.
Yeah. I just mean, like, Spirit Breaker can never be alone in this game. That's the problem that he's having right now.
Is he building mech?
Yeah, he did it last game as well, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, last game I think it made sense because he knows that that lineup is going to be going for 5-man, right? And having, like, knowing you're going to have to fight as 5, having a mech is one of the best value items that you can buy. You know, it's like Vlad's or any aura item, pretty much. But this game, I think he's just looking at it as in, it doesn't matter if I buy Shadowblade, because I'll still get, like, a tree armor cast on somebody. And then if I go for, like, BKB, I'm just going to get tree rooted, so what's the point?
This Ench is fairly deep, but again, I guess she's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Goblak is getting so much farm priority as well. Like, he's only 200-300 away from Aghanims. Once he gets that, they're going to have insane lane push, they're going to have a lot of vision on the map, and it's also going to force Na'Vi to buy a gem. Like, if you don't buy a gem and a quelling on a support against Tree who has Aghanims, your lanes are, like, indefinitely pushed. And it becomes very, very hard to win.
Yeah, and here we have it. There you go. Aghanim's gold, as you said. Done and dusted here for the man. And it was indeed, as you were suggesting, the S and Y build here from this Sven. So he's got a fair bit of tank ability, and he's also got a lot of deeps now, if he wants to get himself in and slapping. With that God Strength, it's certainly going to cleave through the members of Na'Vi. Dendi's actually been Fiend Script in the mid lane and straight up just deleted from the game there. They're able to close the gap and get that initiation with the Bane. And that's your Magnus down for 50 seconds. And Team Spirit will use this and get the Forge Spirits out and start to take some more objectives and get the tier 1 done in the mid lane.
With the way that they're itemizing and the way they're playing it is actually very conducive. Like, if you see Goblak farming and you know that they're going Aghanims and they want to have like a delayed game, then the Sven not buying an earlier BKB makes sense. It sounds weird, but the later you can get away with buying BKB, the better it becomes because you have other items to back it up, right? Like, I'm not going to want a 5-second BKB if I'm like 6-slotted otherwise. I want a 10-second BKB when I have Aegis and when I'm trying to push high ground, because then I get the most utility out of the magic community. So easy Roche here for Team Spirit. Aegis going to be going the way of Iceberg, who also finishes up his bots in the meantime. So he has gone for the I want to go really fast build and also potentially just blow somebody up. I believe his combo right now actually kills every single hero on Na'Vi from 100 to 0 except for the Spirit Breaker.
Oh, talking about Spirit Breaker, was
He dead.
potentially going for a very deep charge there. This time he didn't cancel it in time. It was actually the Nightmare coming through to stop it, and Akmo, yeah, he can't be doing that. He's respect to him. Earlier on, he's been kind of controlling himself, but that time he just let himself go a little bit too deep.
It's a frustrating game for him, I would imagine. We've talked about it at length so far, but his inability to really do anything because a tree makes it, you know, a player's in the game and he's like, I know what I need to do. Like, I need to try to create some chaos, you know? That's what Spirit Breaker is best at. But he actually just can't. Like, the tree is just a total counterpick to what that hero was built for. So, I can understand him wanting to try to create a little bit of space and gather some information, but that time it did not pay off.
Now, we talked about the tree and Ags and how that is going to, well, it can kind of keep the lanes pushed and prolong the game. Ditchera is only a few hundred gold away from his Radiant, so that in a sense is going to do a similar kind of thing for Na'Vi.
Yeah, the Radiant's pickup for me on Ditchera, like, he knows the game is going to go late too, right? So it makes more sense to go for a Radiance now and just avoid the fights. He probably is looking at Team Spirit and saying, alright, these guys are going for the long game. This tree has freaking Aghanims. He's already got the jungle, like, almost completely, what would you call it, like, leafed up, I guess? A little freaking lease on the minimap. But in a long game, Radiance is almost always the better choice if the enemy team isn't constantly pressuring you. And Na'Vi have been very good about taking good fights. You know, we talked about how they killed Iceberg and Disfend a bunch of times, so with that in mind, if Na'Vi want to delay, an RP late game Spectre can most certainly win you a game.
Oh, dandy. Yeah, forced
And he's
away.
out of there. There was an immediate Sunstrike on that too. Very nice reaction there from Iceberg, but knowing it's coming, then he's just like, I'm out. No big deal. But this is where it starts to get a little bit scary, right? You can already see the lanes getting pushed in the favor of Team Spirit, and the more time that goes by without them having a gem and a way to get rid of those trees, it's going to become more annoying, right? So every time he pops that ult, it kills a creep wave, pretty much. And if he has one in each lane, then that's 3 creep waves dead as soon as he hits R.
And I guess as well with the, I mean, it's early days, but with that Void Stone, are we starting to see the makings of just the refresher straight up after the Aghanims here?
I mean, he bought a Void Stone, so
yeah.
I don't think it's like completely out of the question. I think it's weird because when I see builds like this, I often think that Octarine is just a better choice because it's consistency over just having the team fight, right? Like, Refresher is most certainly better for team fights, but Octarine is better for the long game. And we have to hold that thought because Na'Vi is smoked up. They are actually not going to find anything with this, by the way. They are completely in the wrong territory. And this is another reason why playing against Treant is such a huge pain. Because you get to this point where there's just not really a whole lot you can do that's not going to be seen or at least anticipated. Because when your lanes are pushed in like this, like middle and top...
Spirit might walk into this. Spirit smoked up as well, but they're on the low ground. Dendy, if he goes back that way... Okay, now he knows.
It's going to break.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Man, this Enchantress has no fear.
Enchantress is... He is! Oh! They've got an RP though. The Horde coming through as well. They're trying to fight here. They'll lay down the ult here on the Jakiro. They managed to take down the Bane. They'll still lose the Spirit Breaker there to the impetus damage. Starting to heal up by Nature's Attendants. Have they got the burst ready to deal with it? No, with the heal and with the living armor. Enchantress will live. So just a 1-for-1 there. And well, let's see if they can find anything more. He's going for the Glimmer Cape TP. Do they have the detection? They don't have any detection at the moment, so they won't see him. So 1-for-1 there. And that is that.
Could have been a lot worse, actually, for Team Spirit. Because Na'Vi had all 5 heroes there, right? So... Goblak just... He's in the grassy knoll right now, man. He's just waiting. He wants something here, but I don't think he can kill anyone. Everyone's a little bit too tanky at this point for him to kill with just a tree root. But you can see that he's starting to just absorb the map, you know? Like, every single
He's got
place...
so many trees out, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, it gets to a stage where if you don't D-ward... Okay, there's the gem. Now Na'Vi actually have a way of getting rid of these things. And as annoying as it is, it's necessary. Like, gems are always good to buy, but against a tree who has this item, if you don't buy it, your game is, like, it's impossible. You just get pushed all the time.
And here we have it, another tower here. BKB's done on Ramsey, so it's even more ready to fight when it does kick off from Na'Vi. And Ench, what's he got on the courier? He's got complete ags now.
Oh god,
Yeah.
okay.
Complete ags on Enchantress, on top of the Dragon Lance as well. So the range is, it's going to be pretty decent.
It doesn't work with orbs though, right? Like, I thought Dragon Lance only worked with basic auto attacks. Or am I wrong?
Really?
I thought so. I thought I heard somebody tell me
something
that
you might be right on, but
well, I don't know. That's why I'm
I
like,
think it does work because I think that's what all the hype was about.
because the
With
orb
kind of
is the
range.
thing that I thought it didn't function with. Oh, Cyclone here.
Yeah,
that was
nice
just,
force.
It was mistimed actually by Iceberg. The deafening should always be in the center of the tornado by the time it's coming down. That way you can't do what he just did. That was just a mistimed combo.
Akmo,
Okay.
closing the gap here. Ice Blast as well. They'll use the Haunt. They've got the RP here onto Iceberg as well with the bashes. They'll find the Invoker charge across onto the Enchantress. She should tick down as well, so that'll be a second kill here. At the same time, Team Spirit kind of caught in the middle of it all, looking for something in return. It's 2 for 2 at the moment. They might even find more. Ditchera and Dendy on the retreat. Dendy blinking away, forces Ditchera down to the low ground. Ramsey, he's going to find the Stormhammer here. They will close the gap. They'll move in with the Brain Sap. Ditchera with the dagger, trying to juke this out here, trying to make his way out of this one safely, but Team Spirit continue to chase. They'll get the Inner Shadows down onto him, but it looks like Ditchera will be able to get himself out this time. So just a 2 for 2. 2 supports though for 2 cores. Again, Na'Vi happy with that trade, keeping Ditchera and Dendy both alive throughout that.
Yeah, it could have been disastrous actually if Ditchera had ended up dying there. A good timed fight as well from Na'Vi because the Aegis just faded like less than a minute ago maybe, I think. But with that in mind, I think that Team Spirit are still fine with their current situation. Iceberg is making his way towards Aghanims, very common choice for him. The Aghanim is actually coming out from art style is fairly big too for the side of Na'Vi. I'm not sure, I still feel like Team Spirit's win condition is just a little bit easier to achieve at this point. When you have a very low risk hero like Tree, like that's how I see him. It's like low risk, you just hit R. You know, the lanes get pushed, you eat the jungle. They lost their gem too, which is really bad as Ditchera is just getting beaten down here by a Sunstrike and an Overgrowth. But having lost the gem as soon as they bought it, that's actually the biggest problem that they're going to have right now. Because now if they want to get rid of those trees, they have to invest a crap load of sentries. And that's just something that when you're behind, you can't really afford, you know? But at the same time, you need it. So I'm kind of feeling like Na'Vi is still kind of have their backs against the wall for a little while. They gotta get some like wombo combo going and like get next Roshan somehow or win a big team fight.
And it's going to be so much harder now with 2 big iron pickups from the side of Team Spirit. The fact that they've now got the Blink Dagger just done on Sven. They've also got the Aether Lens on Bane. So their catch potential is absolutely huge. And we saw in that fight, that was just the thing that Team Spirit were missing at the end. If they had these items then, they would have quite easily cleaned up and easily got at least one more kill. Maybe even killed both of the cores, the Spectre and the Magnus. So, yeah, Na'Vi have got to be very careful. They have got the ults all back up, the RP and the Haunt. But it is in fact Team Spirit smoked up at the moment, just getting some vision down deep on the side of Na'Vi. And we'll see if they're able to find anything else at the moment. But yeah, as you said, Roshan shortly going to be back up, and perhaps we're going to see Team Spirit at least hold off until the Aegis is up for availability again.
Well, with the creep in the pit, Team Spirit will know exactly when it's alive. And as soon as it spawns, they're just going to go for it. They know that Navi's only real shot to winning the game is getting like a wombo combo. Maybe a team fight around the Rosh pit is their best chance for that. Just because it's, you know, enclosed space. Maybe you get a better shot for catching like 1 or, you know, 2 or 3 heroes with an RP. With that being said though, it's still going to be damn hard. Like, Ditchera, he is close to heart. He definitely doesn't want to buy it because he has buyback right now, and he can actually go in with 2 potential lives. I think Na'Vi are going to go all in on this Roshan, actually. Oh, they know it's up. So, they're going to sit in the area, just wait for somebody to jump, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard for Na'Vi to even get a jump on it, though, because of these trees, you know, all around the pit.
Yeah, the thing is, though, if you look at the way that the trees are laid out, they're not actually too many in lanes right now. So they're not able to passively push the lanes out like you would normally see. These ones are more just like eating the jungle, like scouting for potential smokes and such, and overgrowth. They want to go on this?
Well, they're going to try with the BKB and with the God Strike straight onto Akbo's speed. Script up as well. The mech will be popped. He's got the Glimmer Cape. He'll actually be able to get himself out. They've got the Nether Strike onto Ramses. He's not been able to kill anyone as of yet. The charge for us to fight. There's the RP from Dendy. Onto 2, onto Glow Black, and onto Ramses. But again, the Stormhammer onto Dendy. Dendy gets forced away, but the impetus damage is doing so much. That's going to be a Magnus down. Ditchera trying to fight, turn this one around, but the damage from this Sven is too much. That's going to be the Spectre going down as well. This time, the 2-for-2 trade very much favouring Team Spirit as they eliminate both of the cores and get the space that they need to go for Roshan. It looks like Na'Vi won't be able to do anything to stop this one if they go for it, but they're not going to go for it by the looks of it.
Dire's top
Even with the 2 cores down, they just don't feel that it's the safe bet to do. I guess there's still an Ice Blast.
Maybe they didn't realize that Ditchera used Haunt, and yeah, obviously being scared of Ice Blast is another thing as well. But if they see Haunt, then they can go for sure, because the Spectre can't Haunt in and buy back, you know? That's like a, not necessarily a panic move from Ditchera, but definitely not one that I think is the best in that situation. Like, if you know you're gonna die, you don't Haunt, so that way you give yourself a free, like, re-initiation as soon as you buy back. It's the same thing, like any hero that has, like, global presence. You just want to make sure that ability is up afterwards, but looks like Ditchera will hold on to his buyback. And, Roshan going the way of Team Spirit. Alright. Iceberg picking up the second Aegis here.
Yeah, a lot of this rest on the Spectre. And we saw in that fight, the Spectre, even with the Reaver, he was able to get himself around the fight, but he still died relatively quickly. So he certainly needs to get more items on this hero, really, before he can try and go in. And it's just the fact that this Sven, just this build with the S and Y and the BKB and the lifesteal from the Helm of the Dominator, he's very hard to kill, and he does deal a lot of damage with that God Strength. And we just saw in that last fight with the Invoker, you know, just dropping the Alacrity on the Sven. He's also now got the Aghanims done here on the Invoker. I believe he did have a point booster. Yeah, he's got the point boost on the Courier. Yeah, so that is your Ags done as well here for Iceberg, ready for the next fight. It's only going to get harder and harder, really, for Na'Vi. And I feel their best bet, really, is just to take it super late with the Spectre. But Team Spirit probably aren't going to let them do that.
Yeah, I doubt it. I think, wait, did he buy something? Ditchera? Is he going all in right now? He is, okay,
he's all in on the heart, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's got it done.
He bought the heart. I guess it's one of those things where you assume if Team Spirit are pushing you, and they have like 5 outside of your base, you just want the item, because you know if you die once, the team fight's probably over anyway at that point. So the buyback is not as useful as it would be around the Roshan pit. So I actually agree with that pickup, that's nice. I think that it's good that he bought that. I mean, I'm just trying to search for ways that they can actually do something. Because when, like, look at the map. Christ's sake, like, there's almost nowhere on the map that Team Spirit don't have vision. You know what I mean? It's just so annoying.
It's a lot of trees.
Now this is just like the... It's not a snowball in like the purest sense, but it is in a way that after this point, it becomes like 10 times harder to win the game. That's why I was stressing the importance of the gem and the quelling early. Like, Seneko even held on to his quelling blade after he lost the initial gem. But that team fight, I feel, was one of the more impactful points of the game. Because if they had held on to that gem for even like 5-10 minutes, you know, get rid of some of the trees, establish some map control back, I think they could have had a shot. But...
Oh, let's see. Dust comes out. They're going to spot a Go Black here, and if they can get him out before he can get the ult off, that's going to be a nice start to the fight. They've got the Steward back, the Ice Blast, the Passover will connect onto him. Go Black does get off the ult, the Nether Strike's there, bringing Go Black low. They should be able to find him, but oh, there comes Invoker with the combo. The mech comes out for the side of Na'Vi. They're going to be fine for the time being. Artstar trying for the TP out, won't quite make it.
That
They'll
was
lose
really
the
nice.
AA.
That was a really nice combo. I think he actually... Wait, he didn't cancel any TPs, right? Okay, so Dendy still has his. They have RP. Yeah, they got a buyback for this.
Charge onto Ramses. Closing the gap, but he's got the BKB. Spectral Daggers out as well. Afterlife trying to sit there, throw out the impetus. Ditchera still thinking about closing the gap. He has that Haunt still available. There is also still an RP out, ready to go. Dendy now TPing into the neighborhood, but Team Spirit, they realize this. They're going to play it safe. They're going to back up. And, well, the side of Na'Vi do hold the base, and not that much damage was done to the tier 3, so still, all things said and done, fairly even trade, just the AA for the Treant there on that top lane, and that's about it at the moment for this fight.
Yeah, it could have been worse. Like, every time I see an engagement where Na'Vi are trading evenly, even if the positions that they trade are not even, I still think it's okay. Because the second that you lose, like, the map control that they have, and then you start losing fights badly in terms of numbers, then the game becomes like, it's just, I don't want to say impossible, because in Dota, like, random shit happens, and sometimes you win games that you shouldn't win. But Team Spirit have a failsafe in their Treant, more or less. It's like, okay, if we screw up real bad, we still got Treant to push out lanes for us.
Yeah, and he has nearly got that refresher done now. He's just kind of halfway through the recipe gold. Just under that at least, so. Next fight. And we're already seeing how the ults are quite an issue, especially for kind of a lineup like Na'Vi with this Magnus that is looking to jump in. Just holding them back, cancelling the Blink Daggers, making it that bit harder for him to initiate. Akmo with the Ogre Club, almost certainly looking for the BKB. He's just a few hundred away, a few hundred out of that one. Dendy's got a lot of money at the moment, 4.2k on this Magnus. I mean, he himself, what do you think he needs to go for here? Does he need a BKB here? Or is he going to be going for a bit more of the flashier build, get himself a Refresher Orb up anytime soon?
I think Refresher is possibly the biggest teamfight impact he could have.
Yeah.
My concern is, can he live long enough to actually use 2 RPs? Like, if he gets Yule comboed, he's dead. Like, if Iceberg lands it properly in the tornado, or not the tornado, the deafening blast hits the right way, you can't actually do anything about it, you just die. So if that happens, it's bad. He should be far enough away to where that's not a huge concern for him. But I think, I don't know, BKB is always good, but yeah, he did buy the Perseverance, so it looks like it's just going to be the Refresher. When you're in the position that Na'Vi are in, you have to go for like the biggest bang for your buck in terms of teamfight potential, and that's the case where Refresher just outshines many other items. So he's going to be relying on better positioning and keeping himself out of harm's way of Iceberg's Invoker, and potentially like a Fiend's Grip or something like that. Because if he can land like a nice double RP, like I mentioned, the Spectre late game is terrifying still.
And Invoker's now got an Octarine on top of his Aghanims, so I mean the combos are going to be coming out thick and fast here from Iceberg in these fights. And this is obviously one of the patches that Invokers seem to be definitely at one of his strongest points in the game of Dota 2. And with these items, it doesn't get much better for Iceberg. This is an issue here for Na'Vi, for sure.
He 2 more levels, he gets the 360 Deafening as well. So he gets 2 more points in the Quas, and the Aghanims does count the bonus level when keeping into account like you have to have max of everything to get the AoE Deafening, right? But the Aghanims gives you +1, so it's actually 3 levels sooner that you can get it. But like you said, Invoker pretty much at his peak, almost, and Invoker is a late game hero, just for people at home who might not think it. His control and damage in the late game, I think, is actually like some of the best in Dota, as long as the player is skilled, and Iceberg plays this hero a ton, so I know he's a good Invoker from experience.
Spectre did opt for off the Manta style here now, so Dichira's got that, something else to help push down the lanes, and helpful for the fights as well. But I mean, was Manta the item here? I mean, as a Spectre, I know it's not something that you normally get, but you look at this Invoker, and do you not think that maybe a BKB would be worth picking up, or is that just not the way you want to ever be building Spectre?
BKB is not really great against Enchantress, and it's one of those things where you kind of want it against Tree, because it's the same thing as Silencer, right? You want a way of escaping the... Oh, wait.
Oh, this Invis rune from Afterlife. The Invis rune.
Oh, man.
Okay, in comes the Haunt. BKB's going to be popped in by the Enchantress. They're out the Meteor. They're looking to try and find Iceberg, but they don't have the detection. There's the gem on the AA, and the AA is just a little bit too far at the fight. There's a Fiend's Grip onto Akmo with the impetus damage here. So they're moving in as well. They'll take down the Spirit Breaker. And the rest of the side of Na'Vi just having to get themselves the hell out of there.
Yeah, that was almost a disaster, actually, for Na'Vi. Real close. Luckily, they didn't expend a single RP, so they still have their maximum T-fight potential as soon as Aximo is alive again. And that's going to be Refresher for Goblak and Dendy at the same time. So we're looking at 2 Overgrowths, 2 RPs, and it looks like Ramses has no fear as he is punching some buildings.
There we go. Skewer bringing Ramses away from the team here. Coldfeet were kicking as well, but he pops the BKB. Na'Vi looking to just create space and buy time as they get themselves out. Ramses will use this BKB though to power onto the towers here. Dendy, it's all about the RP. Can he find it? He gets 2 here. He'll get the shockwave down as well. He'll pop the Refresher. Hasn't quite got the mana here for the second one. And now the Overgrowth coming out. Dendy's going to be down. He pops the Refresher but doesn't manage to get the chance to get the second ult off. They have killed 2 though, and they're looking for more. The Ice Wall slowing down Dichira. Ice Path, it is going to clip Bane, so they might be able to find a third, and they do. That's going to be a double kill here for Dichira. Na'Vi with a bit of a cleanup, looking to continue to chase Cope. That's going to be able to hide himself in the tree line. And Iceberg He's just to throw the tornado back here. I don't know if he can necessarily turn and re-engage on this one. Maybe he can go for the Jakiro. Seneko, it's just laying down the ice path, so the rest get out. So Na'Vi there. The refresher not really doing anything, but the RP was big, and it does enable them to hold the racks on the top lane. Well, at least half of them. Just managing to hold the range racks. They did lose the melee, but they get a lot of a gold swing and XP swing thanks to those 3 pickoffs.
Yeah, that fight was actually good enough, I think. When you have Empower, you know, it's just like having a Battle Fury on a melee hero. You can push out the one wave. It's not really a big deal, especially when it's Spectre of all heroes that can just be at the team fight at the drop of a hat. An Iceberg forcing a BKB here. They're even gonna pop Haunt. Not sure if that was totally necessary. Okay, they're gonna try to cut him off. Seneko has Gem, but he blinks away. Unfortunate. But now with the Gem again acquired here, Na'Vi can start to get rid of some of those trees. And that's actually a huge deal. Like, this item build, the Quelling Gem, is the ultimate tree Aghanims counter. You just walk around the map and find them, and just kill all of them.
And Dichira, 3600 gold. And there is a Veil now done on Jakiro here on Seneko. So they hit these wombo combos, and it is worth bearing in mind that so Enchantress did pick up a BKB. She's still got a fairly long duration, but I think the Sven's is going to be quite far down. Yeah, it's down to 6 seconds here on the Sven. So they have to be pretty careful now about when they do look to pick their fights, because if they still have the Sven on the front lines without Magic Immunity, that's a lot of burst, just damage over time, really. That's going to tick him down incredibly fast and cause issues, but looks like he will be able to have Aegis here for the next fight as they go into the Roche Pit with the Forged Spirits, and they'll be able to get this. Na'Vi unable to do anything about that one, and Aegis actually going to be taken here by the Enchantress, and Cheese, looks like he's just going to be left for Always Wanna Fly to hold, as Sven at the moment, yeah, he doesn't have the slots to hold it.
Yeah, I think... Who is the best cheese holder actually on this team? I guess it would be Sven, if he had the inventory space. Or Invoker.
I was going to say, does Invoker need it, or is he already kind of good enough for the 2700 mana that he's kind of shifting?
Well, it's not about the mana that you want cheese, you want it just to live, you know?
Yeah,
and I think that Iceberg is a very high priority target. I also feel like cheese is a higher value than Midas at this stage if you're in a team fight, so...
That's
I guess
true,
it would
yeah,
be...
he's still got the Midas on him, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be him if they were going to trade it to anybody. But it's still not even that bad for a support to hold on to it. Just in case, you know, like Bane can get a nice Nightmare of Fiends grip off during a team fight, and that can be hugely impactful, so long as he's in the right position. But I think they just swapped it on the Enchantress, yeah, there we go. So it's good on Afterlife. He's just chunking away at the tower here. Actually does a ton of damage with Alacrity.
Oh. Ooh! Impetus. Dendi.
Oh, that was so close!
He tried to force him in and clip him with the skewer.
I was gonna say, that would have been sick if he landed that.
I was a satanic done on Sven here. No wonder he didn't want to grab the Aegis of Cheese himself. This man is very unlikely to die.
Yeah, they have Vlad's and AC.
Yeah.
So it's just plus 10 armor for everyone at this point. Okay, this is manly.
And BKB's popped as well. He's looking for the Nether Strike to try and grab someone and pull him in, but can't quite find it. And that's the BKB down now for Akma.
Yeah, the BKB pretty much means he can't go in. And that's a fairly long duration BKB. That was his 8th second. So it's over a minute cooldown. And I think that Team Spirit will just keep like poking the tower down with the Enchantress. She has enough attack range. Like it's 870 to where she can just hit the tower from very, very far away. I mean, look at how far away he is. He's just killing Ditchura right now. So I guess they do stop.
Oh
my
That's
God.
a huge RP. Nice blast fine from the second RP. Oh, they made the jump. They did it. 2 down, 3 down. A huge initiation there from Dendi. And Goldblack, he's going to tick down as well into the Ice Blast. A 4th kill here for the side of Na'Vi. Now they're looking for Enchantress. They get the skewer back. The charge as well. They've got the control. Na'Vi are doing it. And Na'Vi will get the team wipe, destroying the side of Team Spirit. They've got an Aegis on the Enchantress. She has got a second life here, but they're going to look to burst it down again. The Ice Path is laid down. It should try and walk it off. She isn't walking this one off. Triple kill for Ditcheran. Holy shit. What an RP from Dendi. What
Okay,
an RP.
I want to go back in time and see if he actually did that blind.
Oh.
Because I don't think they had any vision there, right?
Like,
Was the creep wave what saw them? Maybe it was the creep
Oh my
wave.
god.
But a couple of things. Like, obviously, they were all standing up on that hill with the assumption that they obviously didn't have vision. And even though Dendi skewered them out of the Ice Blast, it didn't matter. Because as soon as you hit a RP that good, it's just...
Yeah.
The fight is over. Especially with the Spectre getting to like that late game territory with Empower, where you just deal an insane amount of DPS. And thankfully, Dendi skewered them straight back, so even though the Ice Blast damage still missed, it still applied the debuff.
Yeah, that's right.
So.
Whew. And now
That was
suddenly
sick.
Ditcherast at the top of the net worth. He's just finished off his AC. He's got 3.1k on top of that as well. We'll have a look at the graph. It's starting to kick in. I mean, it was at least a 5k swing. I'd imagine even more. We'll see that tail off after that fight. Solar Crest now done on the Jakira. I mean, everyone's just treating themselves on the side of Na'Vi after that one. The 3k gold on Magnus on top of the refreshers. Akmo sitting on 2k. He's picked up an Ogre Club. I guess looking for that Halberd maybe, realizing that the Sven's BKB is low. Halberd could be pretty nice with the disarm, popping it down onto Sven, because oh man, there we go. Yeah, Halberd's done.
Nice. So the Spirit Breaker can essentially control the Sven for the entire duration of his BKB, just between the charge and the Nether Strike, and then after the BKB is off, he can just Halberd him. So that actually is a really big boon for Na'Vi at this stage in the game, to have somebody that can so effectively control the hero who has the highest net worth on the team. Well, close to highest. I guess Icebergs is technically higher, but I mean, when you can stop a hero that has 23,000 net worth when you only have half that, that's pretty big value out of the Spirit Breaker right now. So even though his early and mid game was kind of rough just because of the tree, they've now transitioned into a stage where having the BKB and the Halberd available makes it really annoying for the Sven to deal damage in these fights. And if you can create enough space for Dendi to find the RPs, then game is still very winnable for Na'Vi.
I do like this though, refresher on Invoker. I mean, his build's getting close to pretty much done. I mean, what else do you? Where'd you progress from here? If you're this Invoker, or are you kind of happy with those 6 slots? Is there anything you trade out here? Do you step up the Yules to a Scythe potentially?
Yeah, I think that's the next step. You can do that. You can buy a Moon Shard. It's not too bad.
Yeah,
on
that's
Invoker.
true. That's true.
I mean, right-click damage when you have nothing else to buy. You can go for bots, second bots, and then you can like teleport to the tree and look to gank if Na'Vi are ever split up. That's also a way to play it.
And I mean, as well, I guess if you're Ramses, you're going to be wanting to step up the treads to bots, and also the S and Y. Maybe you want to trade that in for something down the line if this game continues to go later.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of choices for late game clowniness, right? Like book on couriers, like level 2 bots, all that nonsense. Like that's all very, very possible. But I think the game would actually end before that. I mean, Na'Vi are either going to get like 1 or 2 really nice team fights again.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, charge onto Go Black. They're going to pick him out, and that's big. Shrink down straight away.
God, the damage.
Andy, he wants it.
Oh,
he
just
really
refresh it, dude. Come on. Just refresh RP. Oh god, that would have been fun.
That would have been the play.
If that was me, I would have went for it and missed, and then I would have got flamed, and then we would have lost. But sometimes you just got to go for the YOLO play, you know. But now with him having BKB, I wonder what he buys next. They don't have... No, they do have an Assault Cuirass. Never mind, the Spectre bought one.
Yeah, Spectre bought the AC.
So he could go Shivas. He could potentially also buy Shadowblade, just for positioning purposes. It's still very, very good in the late game.
Oh, he spent his money on... Oh, who are you talking about?
Mag.
Oh, Mag, yeah, on top of the BKB,
Yeah. Because we're kind of reaching that stage where the game is getting close to 50 minutes, and everyone has a pretty good amount of farm, you know? So just theorizing what the next choice, like item-wise, is going to be is pretty fun, for me at least, because I know a lot of Mag players, they typically always go Shadowblade after Blink Force, but then he opted for the Refresher, just because he realized that his team was in such a state that 1 RP was not going to win them the fight, even though 1 RP actually did win them the fight, I think, when they were top, right? Because then they had the back after the push, which is still a win for them at that stage in the game. But he has actually come in huge, especially after that top fight. Or bottom fight, excuse me. So all the trees have actually been taken off of... Okay. Exmo.
Iceberg, casually walking it off.
Yeah. I was gonna say that having all those trees off of their side of the map is like amazing. Is that gonna be long enough to catch Ditchera? Oh, he refreshes for another overgrowth. He doesn't have Manta. Oh my god, Goblak. More like Godlack. That was actually very, very nice. Okay, so he spots him, he overgrowths once, realizes that the Manta is down, and then overgrowths again to make sure that they can kill him. That was actually very, very nicely done.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's... I mean, I guess I mean, are they going to be able to do some of these in the 80 seconds? Do you think they can force out the buyback here from Spectre?
The problem is they need everyone there. It's still kind of scary to deal with a mag RP, because here's the thing, right? Spectre didn't use Haunt, which means that if he buys back on like a 3 or 4 man RP, you could still get punished really hard if you're not careful as Team Spirit. But they could try to siege as well, and it looks like they will.
Oh, the RP again! And there's your buyback, there's your warning, the Ice Blast over as well! Iceberg falling low, they're gonna lose Afterlife here on the Enchantress. Iceberg, he throws out the Deafening Blast here, Dandy with the BKB, looking to reach forward for more, isn't gonna be able to find anything on the side. Iceberg, he will be able to get himself out here, looks like they won't be able to chase it. So it was another big RP, but the buyback horn only enabling them to find the 1 kill on the Enchantress, so maybe not as much as they wish they could have found, and it does actually end up not necessarily being worth the buyback from the Spectre.
Yeah, but Roshan's up soon. It's
okay,
not really,
yeah.
like, getting the kill is good, but he mainly bought back for the Rosh. So now they can go in, they'll see that it's not up yet, but it will be very, very soon. And not having the Enchantress, that's a huge amount of damage that Team Spirit are going to be down here. Na'Vi are actually pulling this one back. Against what I thought were pretty insane odds, actually. It didn't seem that long ago that Team Spirit had like total dominance over the map, just freaking leaves everywhere, killing all the creeps. Their Sven seemed really scary, but at this stage in the game, the Sven doesn't really seem like a huge menace, you know? He's having a hard time getting in and actually hitting targets.
Yeah, this is... Okay, I was just looking at the Spirit Break, seeing what he was going to go for. I guess he's going for the Lotus Orb next. He's picked up a plate now on the SB. That's going to be pretty nice here against a lot of the single target Team Spirit do indeed have when they're looking to try and initiate onto someone. But yeah, 5.4k on Ditchera. I mean, he might as well invest in something with that buyback on cooldown for the next 5 minutes. I guess the question really is just what does he go for? I mean, does he need more damage? Does he need to get himself a Butterfly? You look at the lineup in Team Spirit, no one's going to be getting an MKB anytime soon necessarily. Maybe the Sven trades out the SMY for it if he does see a Butterfly come out, but surely Evasion would be pretty nice here for the Spectre.
Yeah, Butterfly is a very solid damage choice, and in this time, looks like Team Spirit were able to sneak a Roshan out from underneath Na'Vi. That Roshan is actually a huge deal. I think if Na'Vi had been able to secure that, they would have been with a good way of winning the game, you know? Like, they would actually have a real win condition, because still right now, they're just playing defensive Dota. But as far as the Butterfly goes, I think his choices are Butterfly and Scotty, and it looks like he will be going for the Butterfly. I think his 6th slot is pretty much done. He buys Moonshard and bots, yeah, and then his inventory is finished.
Yeah,
the only
I
reason,
like this Butterfly, it's nice.
Yeah, I think Butterfly is really solid, but I think Scotty could have been equally as good in the situation, just because of the fact that when you have so much stats and your overall like effective HP is so high, you deal a ton of damage just by having Dispersion, and it also makes the Empower stronger. Obviously, the Butterfly does too, because it's plus agility. But
ooh, Hex is coming out as well. I mean, there's a Hex stun on Invoker, a Hex stun on Treant.
yeah,
This is, I mean, these fights, they've got to be so clutch from both sides, and arguably it feels a little bit harder for the side of Na'Vi unless they can get these big RP initiations, which Dendi has shown us that he can certainly pull off this game. It's all about the Dendi Magnus here, really getting those jumps. But yeah, Team Spirit's team fight is looking absolutely disgusting, and the lockdown as well with those size. The fact that there's a refresh on the Invoker, so it's essentially triple Hex available here for the lineup.
yeah, I think. Okay, so let's check buybacks, because that's what's gonna matter here for Na'Vi. I guess the AA Spirit Breaker. Okay, they have to be cannon fodder, basically. Like, Axmo has to go in and literally suicide in order to start the fight. Well, let's see what happens here.
Dendi! Skewering
Good
that
skewer.
one. That's a very good skewer. The charge as well. The Haunt's going to come out. BKB from Akbo. Trying to focus down the Enchantress. They should be able to find it, and they do. That's the Enchantress down. But she does have the BKB. Sorry, the Asia. She's going to be back for round 2. And it comes out, but they've got the Ice Path locked down. Dendi is looking for someone here, and he gets the RP onto 3. The refresher. He skewers them back. The second RP. He's done it. 3 down at the moment. Double kill for Ditchera. Now they're trying to find Iceberg as well. Chasing down the Invoker. Ice Path is going to clip him. They're going to be able to get it. They will. Triple kill for Ditchera.
Jesus.
And Dendi is doing it. Dendi is absolutely doing it.
Okay, so they were very indecisive as if they wanted to help Afterlife there. They see him get skewered into the base, and they're like, ah, shit. Do we actually go in? Because he has Aegis. It seems like one of those team fights where you would want to try to help. But the problem is, you're walking through 2 choke points, right? You walk through the high ground, which they got RP'd on before, and then you're walking through the base to try to get to that point. So that skewer pretty much just ensures that they already will defend the base no matter what. If they get the Aegis off the Enchantress and Team Spirit back, still a win for Na'Vi. But then Galblack's like, no, we gotta go. We gotta go right now, let's go. And then they get 3-man RP'd, and then sadness ensued for the lineup of Team Spirit. So Dendi has played a very, very solid mag this game.
He really has.
He kind of struggled during the mid-game, but I think everyone was kind of struggling on Na'Vi at that point, and he has come through in the pinch multiple times so far.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
These RPs from Dendi just really holding it together for the team. And then, as we said earlier, in the, we were talking about in the draft, the fact that there is such a huge amount of follow-up to be laid down on top of that RP that, okay, Hex onto Digital, should be fine here. Oh, Dendi! Dendi! He gets the skewer off, but I don't think they can follow through there. No, they're going to have to leave that be. There is an Ice Blast, and yeah, it's a good job always want to flow walked himself out of that, because with the Radiant's burn damage, he could have very well died. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I think they could have potentially killed him, but the risk was too great, you know? This is the first time that Na'Vi have had a chance to push outside of their side of the map for quite a long time. So I don't blame them being a little bit passive, you know? Are you reading memes right now, Owen? Be honest with me.
So
How many memes have you read?
Apparently it's rather loud on this mic when I cast, and there's the bit with the deafening blast, and
Oh,
someone
yeah,
quite
you yelled.
quite witty in chat wrote deafening cast.
Alright. You just got memed on.
I like that. Deafening cast, that's good. Anyway, yeah. I tell you what, they're going to love it when that RP kicked off. That's good. Apologies for that 5 minutes ago, chat. Apologies. Sorry.
Is that how much we're delayed? 5 minutes?
5-minute delay, yes, on all these games, yeah.
Is it mandatory, or is
That
it...
is mandatory. It's 5-minute delay on the ticket, so 5-minute delay for us guys on the stream, yeah.
Oh, Dan's game. I want to see it in real time.
See
That's
what
alright, though.
Oh, see the reaction. Oh yeah, don't worry. You can't see the Twitch chat reaction in real time. I'm watching the Twitch chat 5 minutes in the past.
You are the ultimate in fiending, so that's not really too much of a surprise.
Alright. I will try and stand a little bit further away from the mic next time. Apologies, chat. Alright. Anyway, I mean, is this... I mean, the fact that Team Spirit, they've tried to go for it a few times and they just haven't. This is the turnaround's there. I mean, you look at the net worth and we're back to 0.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is Sven is not like the ultra late game hero. You know what I mean? He's very easy to kite. You mentioned earlier the importance of him having a 5-second BKB, which is becoming a huge problem. Most of the time he's been spent in reverse polarity, which is also a big problem. Getting like 3 or 4 man RP'd multiple times is never good for your game plan. But even in the scenario that doesn't happen, I think the Spirit Breaker has a pretty easy time holding him down now. Like, this Spirit Breaker has 27 armor and 3,000 health. He could just go in and, you know, hang with his Sven, throw a charge into him, ult him when he has his BKB up, just to make sure that he's not dealing any damage. Like, the control is there. That's one of the big points in, like, the mid-late game where people start to fall off as melee carries, is when your BKB is too short to really be useful, and if you throw out one stun and you don't hit anybody, your teamfight potential just goes through the floor, like you're done. So, it's a little bit concerning right now for Team Spirit. They still have the advantage of being able to push out waves with relative ease, and it's not as if like Na'Vi are really pressuring the map in a big way, but it will get to a point where they can, and it's not going to be too far off.
Look how many trees this man's got down in his jungle.
I mean, he wanted to be with his family, Owen.
Look at this, beautiful. That's lovely.
You can't hold it against him.
They literally, you go to Radiant Vision and yeah, they can see everything pretty much on their side of the map now, thanks to these trees. Some good gardening here from Go Black the Gardener.
I like it. I'm a fan.
Good
I'm
job.
sure that after this game, PPD and FNG are both going to be like, so Tree is back. And then they're both going to simultaneously Craigasm and then pick it in every single game. And then I'm going to see it in pubs and Rage, because I hate playing against that hero. Oh, Axmo.
Oh.
He's got the charge. Nah, they don't have detection. You can't see him.
The charge and walk off. The charge and walk off.
That's the dominance play, Owen. Like when you want to scare the opponent, that's what you do. It's like, yeah, I charged you. What are you going to do about it? That's right. Just walk away. Walk away. But the pace of the game has slowed down pretty fast. Just because both teams realize that it only takes 1 or 2 mistakes at this point to get your base blown up. Like, one team has an empowered late game Spectre with a Jakiro, and then one team has a Sven. Like, these 2 teams can kill your base damn fast.
Oh, Goblak is gone. Deafening Blast comes out. Dendy looking to move forward here. He's got the skewer. There's the Hex onto Iceberg, the Iceberg. Dendy holding onto the RP. Now use it to lock down the Invoker, and they've got him. Iceberg gets taken down as well. 2 kills there for the side in RV, and 2 big pickoffs as well. They're going to look for more, maybe charge across towards the mid lane. Can they follow through on this one? He's going to need some backup here, Akmo. Closes the gap. Shiva's Guard comes out as well as the Ice Blast. He finds the bash. That's going to mean that the Ice Blast will connect, so the debuff will be there. They've got the Horn out. They're going to look to maybe clean this one up after the BKB runs out. No, they're actually not going to jump into this Horn. They're actually going to look to go for the easier kill. Look for the Bane, and they'll find it. Charges there. Ditcherara, wicked sick. Gem is now on the floor. And that's going to be the 3rd kill there off the back of that fight. And
careful with the courier. Okay, they send it back.
They do need a creep wave, which is currently a little bit far out.
They only have 1 buyback. I mean, the thing is, Ditchera is still out damaging backdoor protection. I mean, he's not doing it very fast,
but he's doing it.
Okay, they're just all going in now. I mean, even a Spear Breaker hits for 300 damage. I think Na'Vi have done it. I think they have actually done it.
Oh,
okay,
Ramses.
Here we go.
Yeah, Storm Hammer, God Strength, BKB, let's have a go on Ditcherara, but he's got the armor here. Solar Crest being given to him by the Shakiro. He's going to walk it off, and there's a buyback from Invoker. They really want to try and fight here. They'll use the Overgrowth here to try and chase down. Artstar's been hexed up. The second Overgrowth. They'll start to get the Deep Stand with the Hex coming out to Ramses. Artstar pulling low. RP now dropped onto the Sven here. Have they got the focus to get him off? They've got the Skewer slow as well. He'll put the Warcry. Still continues to buyback here from Artstar. Ramses getting low. The Ice Bar coming through. That's just Sven down for 99 seconds. He does have buyback. Ditcherara still alive. Trying to find the Invoker here. Chasing him down, but the Invoker's got the Ghost Walk. Will be able to get himself away. We're going to see Goblak get dropped here. Double kill for Dendy. Double kill for Iceberg though in return, as he does end up getting the kill onto the Spectre. Now the side of Na'Vi need to look to retreat. Akmo, Dendy, and Seneko getting themselves onto the sidelines, and it doesn't look like Team Spirit will be able to chase. They've got a Sunstrike. Where is it? Where is it? There is it. And it doesn't actually do anything. They group up. The damage is split. They're going to be fine. Art Style? Oh no, Art Style.
Not a great time for him.
No.
I'm sure he's had some better experiences.
That was a dieback, so that is no Ice Blast for 100 seconds here. And looks like he wasn't very happy with Goblak's gardening, and Iceberg just fucking up the whole damn garden there.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, why not? Screw you, trees.
Yeah, I don't know. That whole team fight was very odd for me, because the Sven just like goes in really hard, right? He's like, alright, I'm just gonna go on the Spectre. The Spectre! Like, yeah, you have MKB, but you don't have a crit. Which means if you don't have crit, and he has Solar Crest on, and he has like 50 freaking armor because he bought an Assault Cuirass and a Butterfly, this Sven is actually like a kitten. He doesn't really hit anyone hard outside of the supports. So, with that being said, Axmo did pretty much exactly what we expected him to. He just went on the Sven, ulted him during BKB, then as soon as it wore off, he gets Halberded, then he gets Ice Path. He actually did 0 damage during that fight. Just completely controlled. There was no way that he could do anything about it. I don't know. I'm having a really hard time seeing how Team Spirit are gonna win a fight outside of getting like a good smoke, and then just going in and hoping that your Sven can stick on a target that isn't Spectre. Because believe it or not, killing that hero right now is a mistake. Like, trying to kill him is just too much of a commitment. Maybe if the Enchantress... Oh, I was gonna say, maybe if she had MKB, but she actually does. It's just in the stash. So Team Spirit taking the Roshan once again. This is Roshan number 4 that they've gotten, right?
Yep.
Okay. So that means that there were 3 cheeses in the game at one point.
They're just leaving the cheese. Okay, here comes the courier. The double cheeses just being banded about here by the courier. And looks like you always want to fly. Just going to get some wards out.
Yeah, this game is what I would like to call clowny at this stage. Because everybody just has so many items that the dynamic of the heroes is completely shifted. Like, during the point where Team Spirit were supposed to win the game, the Spectre had like a Morbid Mask and a Radiance, and that was it. Like, that was the stage where Team Spirit were feeling like, okay, we got this game, you know? Our Treant has Ags, we're pushing in all the waves, everything's great. Oh, we got 3-man RP'd twice and skewered into the base, and then all of a sudden the game got real hard.
Yeah, this is... I tell you what, 64 minutes in, but I don't know about you, but it doesn't feel like the game's kind of dragged out. It's been quite an entertaining game. I mean,
no. I don't mean that it's like a clowny game in the sense that it's boring.
Yes,
I just mean that I thought that Team Spirit would have won this game like 30 minutes ago.
I think they thought that as well with their draft. I think that's what they were going for, really.
Yeah. If I was watching this game and I was just watching like any like BTS or whatever, I would have just gotten up and made
Why would
food.
you be watching BTS? What are you on
Because
about?
they're the only people on, and they're always on. You go for stability, Owen.
Come
I'm
on.
old, okay? I don't like new things. I have to do stuff that I know is gonna be there in my time of need.
Nah, BTS is alright. Shame about their shit coverage of the qualifiers, though, yeah. Yeah.
Wrecked.
I mean, the cool
Incoming
kids are
Reddit
over
posts.
here on the OD Pixel and Draskell stream.
They're
This
just
is where the cool kids
freaking
are.
spamming the shit out of your chat right now as well.
I'm joking. I love you, LD. Give me more jobs, thank you.
Well done.
Well, here we go, anyway. I mean, this could be... Do you see? Are we at a point where this game is just going to end off the back of one fight, or do you think we could see this going on for a fair bit more?
I think both things are equally likely, to be honest. It just depends on how aggressive the teams want to play it. Like, I think Team Spirit are not doing... Okay. 3-man overgrowth. Where's the refresh?
There's your haunt. Hex onto Afterlife.
Oh, he killed the tree.
And Ramses, oh, they found him! Oh, the RP! Onto 2, but they will get themselves the overgrowth out. Ice Blast is going to fly onto 2 of them. Afterlife getting low, look at the Deadly Blast off. RP again from Dendy! Catching them, bringing them up to the high ground. The Stewer onto 4. Dendy now dominating. They'll try and move him, but do they have the damage here to clean up? Looks like Team Spirit doing alright off the back of this fight. Artstar, he's almost certainly going to go down. Ditcherai gets hexed up. They're trying to chase down Iceberg. Dendy blinks forward. Can he get the kill? Yes, he can. The Radiant Spell will take it. They've got the Hex on Afterlife as well. 3 down at the moment on Team Spirit. Looks like they'll find themselves in a 1. They put the Shiva's Guardian on the Enchantress, but it doesn't matter. They've got the magical damage. The charge is there, the control comes out, double kill for Ditcherai. They'll take themselves down at 4th. There'll be a buyback here from Ramses. They only lost the A off the back of that fight, and again, Dendy just beautifully manipulating the fight there with his skills. Buyback from Enchantress, but you've got to note, there's no buyback on Invoker. Invoker is down for 80 seconds, and Na'Vi realize this is the time to go for the base, go for the push. They're forced out all the remaining buybacks from Team Spirit. Can Team Spirit hold without the Invoker? Sven, BKB is back off cooldown. He's going to have the God Strength in 15 seconds. Just throwing down the hexes, trying to do what they can as much as they can to slow down this push. But no, the Enchantress, she gets 4-star forward. Dendy there, bringing the Enchantress closer to them. The Skewer as well. Now down for 2 minutes there. A big pick off there from Dendy.
They
Look to the racks here.
I think they can actually go through him.
He's trying, he's doing his best, he's jumped in onto Akmo, but Akmo, he's got the Nether Strike, controlling Ditcherai. Akmo's going to walk out, he will still tick down here, so they'll lose the Spirit Breaker. Dendy's got to be a bit careful as well, 4-stars himself out. Ramses
Hex.
looks to find Ditcherai, there'll be a buyback here from the Spirit Breaker. Ditcherai still alive, finally goes down. They take the kill on the Spectre, but there's a buyback straight away. Dendy with the Shockwave, not quite enough here to finish off Godlike, but the Horn's just come off cooldown, it's there in time. They'll find the kill onto the Spectre, they'll move on to Ramses as well. The Hex, the charge, double kill for Ditcherai. 4 heroes down on the side of Team Spirit, and now they'll go for the throne. They'll go for tier 4. And GG is called. Na'Vi have done it, and what a way to end the game. And man. Dendy, I think it's safe to say, whether Na'Vi's back, that question might still be on the rocks, but Dendy, I don't think he ever left us, but if he did, he was certainly back for this game.
That was, that seemed like the Dendy show, didn't it? I mean, it's very easy to look at those really key points in the game where he's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna land like this 3-man RP, and oh yeah, I'll just land another one, you know, just for the fun of it, and make sure that Team Spirit actually can never win the game. It's really crazy to me how a team can get 4 Roshans in a row. In a row. And still not win.